is there on the south where my cursor is now. This building, just so you know, down there in the last few didn't hold. It's prepared for doing some demolition work that's being prepared for this addition. We're excited to see this addition go forward. Really, the predominant changes between preliminary and final in this case were related to utilities. We've refined the utility plans, sewer, water, storm drain. Those plans have been submitted and reviewed by the city engineer. We've given approval with just a couple of small conditions related to some small revisions to the site plan. And then there's just a few housekeeping conditions. We have to combine these two parcels in order to go forward. That'll be required. There will be a need for an easement. If you remember, the storm drain line goes across our soccer field, so we will have to grant an easement and get that documentation taken care of, recorded at the county, as well as an agreement. And then there's some other easements related to some on-site hydrants and various utilities. So those are really the extent of the conditions. Planning Commission reviewed this application at their last meeting and is forwarding a recommendation of approval to the City Council.
And was that a unanimous one, Richard?
You know, I was not at this.
It was.
It was.
Thank you.
Any questions in regards to this site plan, preliminary site plan?
Just very excited.
Yeah.
Good, Beth.
Oh,
It's a great looking building.
Here's again just a refresher on what the building will look like. We really appreciate they worked with us on our new articulation standards that we adopted for the downtown. So it's a very nice looking building. Like it.
Yeah, it looks great.
Me too. It's a great. I love the modern element there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It really is a great piece to go in on that main street. So it's wonderful. So do I have a motion?
Be happy to make a motion that we grant final site plan approval for the addition to Alpha Graphics as presented with the 6 conditions.
Second.
And thank you. A second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. It is interesting how small the Alpha Graphics business looks when that other thing is gone. If you've seen it, it looks like such a small building. Chad, number 8.
Yeah, there were some people that the building was there, I think, and surprised, hey, there's a building there.
Yeah.
We've heard that.
So we're excited. This one's really quick. You may be familiar with the Mandarin. They've got excellent walnut shrimp if you haven't been there.
The best.
So this is an application, really simple, just to change ownership. We've had an alcohol license there at the Mandarin for many, many years. The state requires when we have a change of ownership that the city issue a new local consent. That's what we're doing tonight. As stated in your staff report, ownership is just switching from Mr. Skedros to his daughter, Miss Manfredini. So with that, we're recommending that the council approve this change in ownership for this alcohol license.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Just as a point of personal.
Oh, now, let's see. We need to do a public hearing on that.
No, we don't. Public hearings would be for a new license. This is just a change in ownership.
So this on here was not needed?
Yeah, we don't need a public
Okay,
hearing.
thank you.
I just wanted to mention that I worked at the Mandarin in high school, and what a great establishment. And you know that if you work there for years and you still love the food, it must be a good.
It must be good.
It must be a good restaurant. And I'm so grateful to them. I think they do the city a great service here. So
Sure.
I'm excited about this.
So we had a motion. Did we have, who did the second?
I think we all did a second.
You all did?
Almost. Third, fourth, and fifth.
Everybody's happy with them. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. And I'll look for a motion to adjourn to an RDA meeting
So moved.
with a separate agenda.
With a separate agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, thanks. I know. We're done. Thanks.
Where's the RDA?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn to a closed session to discuss the acquisition or sale of real.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are in.
It's actually required by law, roll call vote,
Oh, roll call vote.
to name the location, so.
Okay.
Let's adjourn to the Mandarin.
Even better.
Moved.
No, let's go to the planning conference room if that's okay.
Huh?
Planning conference room? Okay.
Yeah, that, you have to state the location.
I'd like
Okay.
to make a motion that we adjourn to a closed session in the planning conference room for the discussion on the disposition or purchase of real property.
Second.
And then it's a roll call vote. So-
Second, then we'll do roll call.
And we're going to start with Councilmember Holbrook this time.
No.
I told you guys I was going to stop making Richard the guy that has to vote the first time every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aye.
Councilmember, I just had a Simon.
Chris,
Sorry.
let me help you, Chris. I'm the one that's supposed to forget the name,
Now
Clint.
it's affecting the staff. Uh-oh.
It's my senior moment.
Did you
I
say
promise
yes?
I know your name.
Chris. Aye. Kendallin.
Aye.
Richard.
Aye.
Mark. Okay, good. Thank you all for coming.